Hey, it's Rowena Patton here on the Real Estate News Radio Show. You can go to realestatenewsradio.com to listen to any of the topics we've covered over the last 14 years. Today is about, you just never stop learning in real estate. There's always something new. And this is kind of a strange one. So let's dive into today's topic, the 80% one and done. What on earth does that mean? And I want to start by saying this very honestly. We added this because we listened. I listened. It's like, wait, I can't understand this. For years now, we've offered the full market cash offer. It's been one of my favorite programs because it solves so many of the problems sellers are facing today. With a full market cash offer, you do not have to remodel your house. You do not have to do all of those finishing things that make selling so stressful. You do not have to deep clean until midnight, deal with the showings, lock boxes, strangers walking through your home, inspection negotiations, repair requests, appraisal worries, what else? Or wondering if the buyer is going to fall apart 2 weeks before closing, which happens about 30% of the time, by the way, with a traditional sale. So with CashCPO, the full market offer, this is our now we've superseded it with something else. You get your first check, often around 70%, and then our funding partner steps in. They put the money into the home to do what needs to be done. That might be a deep clean and a light staging. It might be a roof. It might be a septic system. It might be flooring, paint, repairs from the inspection report, or a light to deep remodel. So we do brand new homes this way too. Sometimes the home does not need much. Sometimes it just simply needs cleaning, staging, better presentation, and the right strategy. That's the full market cash offer that you can get today at CashCPO.com. The reason I love it is because it allows people to move on. They can make non-contingent offers on the next home. They can move into senior living. They can move closer to the grandkids. They can move to the coast. They can move back near parents. They can move after a divorce, settle in a state without siblings arguing over the repairs. I've been in that myself. It's not fun. Price reductions and who's going to handle the house. It's a great program. But here's what kept happening. People kept saying to us, that sounds great, but I don't want to wait for the second check. I just want to be one and done. And I will admit something. That was a limiting belief for many of us who are working within the program. We kept thinking, why would someone take 80% when they can potentially get more? But that was us thinking like real estate people. That was us thinking like the family. Oh, no, you don't want to do that. Get as much money as you can. So humans don't always think like real estate people. Sellers think like humans. And humans have life happening. That's the big learning and the big takeaway for us. Blinding glimpse of the obvious, I call them BGOs. Sometimes they don't want to wait for the highest possible number if it means months of uncertainty. Sometimes it's waiting for the second check. Sometimes they don't want to read an inspection report. Oh gosh, let's never read one of those ever again. Sometimes they don't want to hear that the roof is old, the septic needs work, the crawl space needs attention, the paint's tired, it's so 2024, the carpet needs cleaning and the buyer wants a credit. Sometimes they just want to know, what's my number? When do I get it? And when am I done? And honestly, the most common response that I kept getting back from agents who were talking to people all over the country was they just want one and done. That's why we created One and Done. The 80% one and done is exactly what it sounds like. You get an offer based on 80% of the home's value. Subject, of course, to the final review. You close, you get your money, and you're done. There's no second check. There's no waiting, no wondering, no remodel, no showings, no open houses, no inspection repair negotiations. No buyer coming back and saying, wow, now we want $18,000 off because of the crawl space, which, by the way, happens all the time in conventional listings. You're one and done. Let's put that into real numbers. If a home is appraised at or valued at $599, 80% is around $480. Now, is that the right choice for everyone? Absolutely not. In fact, I want you to do the full market offer. But you keep telling me you want one and done. So here it is. You've got it. If your goal is to squeeze every possible dollar out of the sale, and you have the time, energy, and patience and money to prepare the home, then a conventional listing, please don't do those. A certified pre-owned listing may be the better route. Certified pre-owned is where you do the inspection up front. Please don't do a conventional listing. We call those grandma's listings. Don't do that in 2026. If you like the idea of skipping the showings and repairs, but still want the potential upside of the second check, the full market cash offer may be the better fit. That's CashCPO.com. CashCPO.com. But if you're sitting here, Rowena, I hear you. You'd never say that. You'd say Row, but that's a whole other story. I want to close. I want my money. I want this off my plate. I want to move on with my life. This is exactly what One and Done does. That's why it exists. We've heard it from seniors. We've heard it from adult children handling parents' homes. We've heard it from divorcing couples, out-of-state owners. We've heard it from people with vacant homes, tired rentals, short-term rentals, STRs, homes that need work, and homes that are perfectly lovely, but the owner is simply done. And that's the part I want real estate agents, loan officers, and even homeowners to understand. It's not always about the highest number. It's so hard for me to understand that, guys, and I get it. I really do get it. Sometimes certainty has value. The speed, the privacy, not having to talk to contractors or agents or just be done in 14 days. It's that fast. Sometimes just avoiding the emotional weight of the home value, taking that emotional weight out, that's got a massive amount of value in dollars. That's the hard bit for some of us who just do money and logic to understand. And sometimes just being able to say, I am done, is worth more than we realized. So now when we sit down with a seller, we can show the options. A conventional sale, we call those grandma sales, by the way. Certified pre-owned sale, that's basically where you pay as the home seller for the inspection up front. A full market cash offer, that's where you're getting full dollars. You get 70% up front. We go in, the funding partner lends us money to fix everything on the inspection. You don't have showings, you have to do anything. I love that one. And now we've added the 80% One and Done because you asked for it. You pick the path that fits your life, not the path somebody else thinks you should take, even like me. Don't listen to me. Not the path an online calculator spits out. Don't do those home values online, please. Not the path your neighbor says is best, or your kids, or your parents, or your spouse, or whatever it is. The path that fits your money, your timeline, your stress level, and your next chapter. That's what it's really about. This is not just about selling a house. It's moving on with your life. So if you're curious what your home might look like under the 80% One and Done, or the full market cash offer, or a conventional certified pre-owned sale, we can show you the net amount in your back pocket on one sheet. Yes, really, it's one sheet. It's all free. Agents can do it to put your listing in. You can do it before you've listed your home. We take it on every single listing appointment we go on. So you're going to get one sheet with the 4 net amounts from all the different ways of doing it. So you get to choose. It should be you, the homeowner, that gets to choose. Not us real estate agents or whomever else is like in your ear. No, it should be you. Go to realestatenewsradio.com for all the episodes. That's realestatenewsradio.com. And of course, reach out if you want us to walk you through your options. You can reach us 24/7, 828-333-4483. All these programs are available everywhere in the country. This is Rowena Patton. That's me, by the way, on the Real Estate News Radio Show. You can find all the episodes at realestatenewsradio.com. We'll see you on the radio next week.